If you had something to juggle in your hands, how many things could you juggle? The answer is no, I can't juggle. If that's the case, I can't either. I can't juggle. I've never attempted it. Maybe I've attempted it once or twice, but for a quick 30 seconds, and I didn't get far. But if the answer is yes, you can juggle, how many things can you juggle at once? The answer could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't. However, in my mind, I juggle a lot of things, and that's what I want to talk about. At one point, when I wasn't deliberate about whatever I was doing, when I was very young, in my late teens, early 20s, I would find success in certain things, and I would find failure in many things. School, college was one. I was enrolled in 3 classes or 4 classes, and sometimes I would pass them, most of the times I wouldn't. Or I would stop going to class and not officially withdraw. So I wasn't juggling whatever I was doing the right way. When I got married, when I joined the Air Force, I knew I needed to go back to school and finish my education. So I was juggling my career full-time as an airman, enlisted, my family, my wife, my son, my daughter, and school. I began with 1 college course, then 2, then 3, and then I maintained a full-time college courses while working full-time and while being a father as well, being a husband as well. So it's definitely possible, and that's what I like to do. Think of it like this, multitasking. But what is it that you want to juggle in your life? Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe you're a full-time student and you're juggling 3 or 4 classes, or you're a full-time employee and a part-time student. So that's where I want you to think about is what is it that you're juggling in school, and how are you going to successfully juggle those things? Or maybe you want to juggle your finances, and that's another thing that I did early in my marriage. I was juggling how many accounts I had and how I can get them to 0. And let's say I was juggling 3 or 4, and then 3, then 2, then 1. And that motivated me as well. The art of juggling can be done, at least in your mind or in your life, if you, like I said, are deliberate in doing whatever it is that you need to juggle. And it's going to be ongoing. Sometimes you're going to have some very good victories, and now you can move on to something else. Or you're going to have some challenges as well. But don't think that juggling stops at a certain age, whether it's 25 or 30 or 35, because you move on to other things, and that's exactly what I do. Right now, I had this idea a few days ago. I owe on my mortgage $34,700. That's it. And I'm thinking I have 4 more months of active duty time with great pay. How much can I knock off? How am I going to come up with more money so I can knock that mortgage out? And that's what I'm juggling right now. In fact, I'm going to share with you whenever I'm done with that mortgage how I did it. And I'm going to put clips of video over time together, and that is my goal. So that's what I'm juggling right now. The other thing in life is, as I look for the next career move, sometimes doors open, often doors close. And when they close, like yesterday I found out I applied for an Air Force Academy job as a civilian, and I was not selected for that. So then, instead of being discouraged or bothered, I said, okay, what's next? Well, I know I'm returning to Peterson Air Force Base in 4 months. I know I want to teach resiliency, so I've already lined that up with Peterson Air Force Base. I know I'm going to be home every night. All these thoughts are coming together. So I start to stay motivated, continue to be motivated, and look for other opportunities that are going to bring me personal satisfaction. That's one example of juggling. I've given you another example, which could be finances or going to college or your family or your job. But here's the good thing is that I like the challenge of juggling many items at one time. even though a coworker told me a long time ago that I wasn't good at multitasking. She was somewhat accurate, somewhat inaccurate, because I've improved. And how did I start to juggle so many things at once? Well, it began with a calendar that my wife gave me, a weekly calendar, which showed me what I needed to do that week. And when I started to use that calendar, I started to get a lot more victories. And when that calendar expired at the end of the year, now I use the Outlook calendar at work or at home, and I know what's coming my week, and I complete all these little victories all the time. Now, do I always get what I want? No. I've applied for several jobs or TDYs in the past, and I don't always get it, but I make the most of the opportunities that I look for, and that is the key. Look for opportunities, juggle, and you can be very successful at juggling many things, even if it's in your mind or your bank account or whatever it is that you want to throw in there. Because like I began by saying, I can't juggle one thing or two or three or four, and I'm okay with that. So hopefully this short video has just reminded you that you can do whatever it is that you want to do, especially in your week, especially in your month or your year, as long as you stay with it, you're proactive, and you stick it out even through the times that there will be more challenges. Have a good day.